Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Rubel. So today we will learn about the Pytest. So we will install the Pytest in our virtual environment. Then we will create a function. Then we will run our program using Pytest, and also we'll display the output. Okay, so now let's learn more little bit about Pytest, like what is Pytest. So if you Google like what is Pytest, so it will be give you like little high level overview. Like the Pytest is a Python testing framework that originated from the PyPyObs project. It can be used to write various type of subtype tests, include unit test, integration test, end-to-end test, and functional tests, right? So the integration test, end-to-end test, smoke test, right? So that's so far we learned integration test and smoke test for manual, right? So we write the manual test case, so we execute them. So our goal is to run our smoke test and integration test by using the automation. And the automation framework that we are going to use is Pytest. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the Pytest, you can just, as I say, type into Google what is Pytest, and you can go to their docs.pytest.org official site, and you can have a lot of useful information here. But today we are going to learn what we need to solve what we need to do for solving our problem. And what is our problem? The problem is that so far we learned about how to execute our test case using the Python file. But today we will introduce how we can run the same test using the Pytest. Okay, so the first we have to install the Pytest in our virtual environment. And if I go to the library, you see right now I don't have any Pytest in my library folder. And how you can check? You can check through from the PyCharm. If you want to check from the PyCharm, you can click on the PyCharm on the left side, preferences, and all the Pytest will be listed here. But right now I don't have it. So you can install Pytest from here. Pytest. Oops, it's not typing. So Pytest, right? So if you click on the Pytest install package, so it will install in the virtual environment. But we are going to do it from the terminal. Okay. So let me close everything. So right click on the project, copy path preferences, absolute path. Now open terminal. So now CD and paste command V. So we are in the project level right now. So we have to go to this location, right? So CD API. So we are in the virtual environment, like this location. So now we have to activate the virtual environment. Okay, so how to activate? We have to say source bin activate. So it has been activated. How you know it has been changed, right? It's on the before our command. You see the API underscore environment is right here. So now if I say pip list, it will display all the package it has already. So you see I don't have the Pytest here. So now if I'm going to install the Pytest. So it's pip install Pytest. It's a requirements already successfully installed Pytest. So now if I clear the screen and type again Pytest. Oops, instead of Pytest, I have to say pip list, right? Pip list. So you see Pytest has this Pytest 7.1.2 is installed. I can close this one for now. Now, if you go for, if you're going back to PyCharm again, PyCharm preferences, Pytest should be there. You see, Pytest is here. So either you can install any package from the PyCharm itself or from the terminal. Okay, both places working. So now, like in order for us to like last time we learned how to run our project using Python, right? Let me run it again. So let me open terminal again and copy the path. So cd command b. So now I say Python and Python test. So it has been run, but it didn't print anything. Let me see. Okay. So it should print this, but it's not printing. I'm not sure if something is wrong, so I have to investigate. But for now, just concentrate on the Pytest, right? So our goal is to run the same same file using Pytest. So how I can run? I can run Pytest. If I say okay, Pytest and Pytest command not found. Okay, so it is because we don't have Pytest in our system. We install our Pytest inside the virtual environment. So we have to activate the virtual environment. How we can activate is we have to go to, let me see what is the location is this also. Have to go to the API. Let me cd API source. Bin activate. So now we are in the virtual environment. Now I have to go back to my the project root project. So cd dot dot. So now if I say Pytest, so that means Pytest is ran, but it didn't find. You see, no test ran, right? So that means it didn't detect the test. So in order for Pytest to run or recognize all the tests, there is a requirement. So the first requirement is the file name must be start with the test underscore, right? So it is test underscore is here. So that is good. The second requirement is name of the test must be start with the test underscore as well, or underscore test. So you're like, when it's come to this file is okay, I did find that Python file, but I did not see any test or any function for Pytest. So what we have to do, we can just say test underscore. So now if I run Pytest, you see, it's ran one test. So that's how you run the Pytest. So now we don't see it's ran the Python file, right? There's demo like this Python file is ran, but we need to display some more details. We need to see that what function it has been executed. So in order to see that, we need to use the option, Python option that -v, which is verbose. So I say Pytest hyphen v. So if I use the v command here, so it's display the Python file name, also the name of the method. And if we, if this test case is fail, it also display like this test case is fail and why it is failed. All those information should be displayed here. But you will do that in coming lecture. But just for today, just focus on like these few commands, like how we can execute the Pytest command by run our program. So this is on comments hyphen v. So now if we need to see the output, meaning our goal is to see the output. When I say output, like when we run this through the Postman, we see the output is display the empty list. So this empty list we need to see, right? Like we did see that previous tutorial, right? R.json. So this will print the empty list. So from the Pytest, if we need to see on console, what do you have to say is Pytest hyphen v and then hyphen s. So you see it's is display the file name, it display the method name, which is this one, and also the output. So now let's since we have only one function, let's copy and make it few more. So I say test case 2, and this one is the indent issue. So oops, coming v and make it this on test case 3. So now if I run again, you see it all the like test case 1, 2, 3, and it has right now is empty list, so that's why it's printed empty list. Okay, so this is how we see details running the Pytest verbose and hyphen s command, and also I post. Let me see in my note here. You see, show output and verbose. So that's what we already learned. So now what I can do is, as I say, we are going to use the Pytest framework, right? So that means Pytest framework, we will have a lots of package because this is the test file. This is the test. It should not be crowded like this. So you have to make code reusability. So that means we may have a lots of packages where we will put all our configuration file, resource file, utility file, and we just call those file from the test file, from this file. Okay, so the first, let's create a test folder where all our test file will be there. So right click on the project, new, right click on the project, new. Do you see Python package? Click on Python package and name this package test. Test. Enter, cancel. So now what I can do, I will drag and drop this Python file inside this test folder. So just drag and drop, and it will say, okay, do you want to do the refactor, right? So the file is moved from root directory inside the test directory. So refactor. So now file has been moved here. So now, its file is still in the test folder. So now if I run again, it is still run, no issue. Okay, so we will modify more. I mean, that is the whole purpose using the Pytest. So this coming lecture, we will create a few more packages, and we'll run our test to make sure everything is working as expected. Okay, thank you.